Hey everyone, back again, another video to help you out. This time I'm showing you how to take the steering wheel airbag out of a 2016 Buick LaCrosse. This is being bought by a customer who needs the airbag. I'm pulling this from the junkyard, so that's the background on it. The only tools you'll need are a small flathead screwdriver. At least that's all I used. It's fairly simple. You just have to know what you're doing. And also, before you start messing with any airbag business, make sure you disconnect the negative terminal on your battery. Let that sit for about 10 or 15 minutes. There are capacitors in this system that can hold power, and even if you disconnect the battery and then just start getting right to work thinking you'll be okay, those capacitors could cause this to go off even after disconnecting it. So just keep that in mind. And then also, if this goes off and you're replacing this, you'll also need to probably replace the clock spring that's in the steering column behind the steering wheel. Oftentimes the spring inside of that can break, and in the process of the airbag going off. And then also you'll need to probably replace the airbag control module, the SRS module that's located underneath the center console. So those are a couple things to take in mind when you're replacing the airbag, in order to get your lights to go off and make sure that this is safe to use again. So in order to take this airbag out, you'll need to come over obviously to the steering wheel, and you'll need to pop up the clamshell part of the back of the steering column. I just stuck my screwdriver here and popped up one side and then popped up on the other. It's just held in with these clips deals right there. And then just set that back up against the speedometer. Then you'll need to come in on the back side of the steering wheel, and you'll have a couple of holes. They'll be near the bottom of the steering wheel, so you'll need to turn it almost all the way upside down. You'll see these two holes here. There's one here, and then there's another one right here. So you'll put your flathead screwdriver in there, and again, you'll need to make sure that you have a screwdriver that's small enough that you have enough room between the back of the steering wheel and the dash, because if it's too big you're going to hit stuff up here and cause issues. So when you get your screwdriver in there, I'll show you what you're looking at in here. You'll start with the screwdriver as far inward as you can, because you're reaching out for that spring. So then when you reach the spring, you can then move the handle of the screwdriver outward towards the door. And when you do that, you'll pull in on the spring right there. So this is what you're doing. So when you pull in, you're pulling that spring clip inward, and then the spring pressure on the back of the steering wheel airbag will release this side. So then it may be a good idea to just hold that side while you do the other side, because sometimes if you release this side and then go to work on this side, when you release this side, sometimes it can spring across and re-hook on this side. So just kind of keep that in mind, so that way you're not doing the work twice. But do this side and then roll the steering wheel over, and then pry the other side in the same manner. As soon as I find the hole again, yeah, there it is. So you'll start with the screwdriver as far inward as possible to grab a hold of that wire, and then you're going to move this. You're going to move this handle of the screwdriver outward towards the passenger seat to do the other side. And it may take some finagling. I just want to show you that it can be done. Okay, so as far in as it goes. And then move the handle of the screwdriver to the right, and you're pushing this inward. Then when you get both of these sides popped loose, you'll have the airbag will pop out, and you'll have these two plugs to remove. Now they're color coded, so you can't screw them up when putting them back in. Although if you're replacing this, sometimes these can melt, which will mean that you need to replace the clock spring anyway. But in order to remove these, you'll have to use your flathead screwdriver and pop up these little orange safety clips in the center here, and then just get underneath of the plug and pry it up, pop it up out of there. And that's all there is to removing these plugs. Now if you need to remove the clock spring, you'll need to come in here with a T50 Torx head and a high torque impact gun in order to remove this, and then wiggle the steering wheel off in order to get to the clock spring behind it. And then also remember to unplug the plug here from the wheel. But for our purposes, that's all there is to do. So if this helps you get your steering wheel airbag out or get another one, then drop a like down below. If you have any questions, leave those below too, and thanks for watching.